The sterile, cold efficiency of a safe house, somewhere deep within the KGB's reach, offered little comfort to Agent Romanoff. She had just completed a particularly brutal mission, the kind that left a metallic taste in her mouth and a hollow ache behind her ribs. For years, she had been a weapon, perfectly honed, flawlessly executed. But lately, the edges of that perfect blade were beginning to dull, worn down by the blood of innocence and the chilling indifference of her handlers. A quiet disquiet had begun to settle within her, a subtle dissonance between the loyalty she was forced to profess and the rising tide of moral conflict within her own heart. This wasn't a sudden revelation. It was a slow, insidious erosion of everything she had been taught to believe. The KGB had molded her from childhood, stripped away her identity, and forged her into their ultimate operative. But even the most rigid conditioning can crack under the relentless pressure of a burgeoning conscience. She saw the ruthlessness, the expendability of lives, including her own, for a cause that felt increasingly hollow. Then there was Clint Barton, not just a target, but a recurring, enigmatic presence. Their encounters were always tense, often violent, yet he never treated her as purely an enemy to be eliminated. There was a respect, an unexpected flicker of humanity in his eyes that she hadn't encountered from anyone in her world. He saw something in her, perhaps beyond the black ledger of her past, a potential for something more. This wasn't a romance blossoming in the shadows, but rather a profound, almost philosophical encounter that planted the first tiny seeds of doubt about the path she was on. He offered a choice, a whispered suggestion of a different life, an escape route that seemed impossibly, terrifyingly distant. The true turning point, however, came with a brutal clarity that left no room for denial. It was a mission that went sideways, a high-stakes operation in a war-torn landscape. Natasha was injured, badly, not just a graze, but a wound that crippled her, leaving her vulnerable and exposed. Her KGB masters, ever pragmatic and devoid of sentiment, made their decisions swift and cold. She was compromised, a liability. They left her. They simply abandoned her, bleeding and alone, in a hostile territory, without a second thought. The betrayal was a physical blow, cutting deeper than any bullet, piercing the last vestiges of her drilled-in loyalty. But then, out of the dust and chaos, came a shadow. Not an enemy, not a handler, but Clint Barton. He found her, broken and discarded, and instead of leaving her, instead of taking advantage of her weakness, he rescued her. He tended to her wounds, risked his own life, and offered not judgment, but a quiet, unwavering kindness. This wasn't a tactical maneuver, it was an act of profound human compassion, an alien concept in the world she inhabited. That act shattered something within her, and in its place, something new began to form. The realization that she was disposable to the very people she had sacrificed everything for, juxtaposed with the selfless bravery of a man who was supposed to be her enemy, ignited a roaring wildfire of disillusionment. The moral conflict, once a nagging whisper, became an undeniable roar. She had to leave. She had to break free. Her defection was not a simple choice, not a quick decision made on a whim. It was a long, arduous, and terrifying process. Every step away from her old life was a step into unknown, life-threatening territory. She knew the immense danger she faced. The KGB did not tolerate betrayal. She became a target, not just for capture, but for silent, brutal elimination. There were desperate negotiations, agonizing soul-searching, and the slow, painstaking process of building trust with S.H.I.E.L.D. and with Clint. It meant shedding her old skin, confronting the monstrous acts of her past, and committing to a future that offered only uncertainty and the constant threat of retribution. This painful, dangerous transition from a loyal, lethal KGB operative to a hero of the West, to an Avenger, is the central, defining journey of Natasha Romanoff's character. It's not just about her fighting skills or her spycraft, it's about her profound moral reckoning. It's about her choice to reclaim her humanity, to redefine herself not by the ledger of her sins, but by the quiet courage to seek redemption. She didn't just escape, she transcended. She took the darkness within her and turned it into a formidable force for good, a testament to the idea that even the most broken among us can find a new path, a new purpose, and a new identity. Her story is a powerful reminder that heroism isn't just about powers or costumes, but about the dangerous, life-altering choice to stand on the right side of truth, even when it means facing down your own past. What are your thoughts on Natasha's challenging journey? Did her defection resonate with you as a defining moment in her story? Share your insights and reflections in the comments below. If you found this exploration thought-provoking, please consider liking this video and subscribing for more journeys into the heart of our favorite characters.